zombies we have here, we still have a lot to get into about what's going down. And I kind of saved my favorite part to talk about till after
Let's
Jill
hear
left. I'm
it.
sorry, Jill. You can still hear me out in the ether. I want to talk about Wasp and the zombie thing. How many bites does it take? How many bites does it take?
Loved that. Like when
Just
she
like
fell,
muscling.
when she fell, I was like, she's gotta come back as a zombie. She's gotta be a zombie. There's no way she's not gonna come back as a zombie. And then she did,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, yes.
That was
Also,
pretty
the world
cool.
is screwed.
Yeah, I loved her as a zombie. Oh, for sure. I absolutely loved her as a zombie. I'm just saying it took a little long. Like, I was like, how's she getting across? Like, you know, I wanted to see her start, transforming.
That would have been
you
dope,
know, at the very
BK.
last
That would have been
moment.
dope.
Yeah, like crossing the field. I was like, how just unscathed? I was like, this is very strange. I've never seen zombies just climb like this. I want to see
giant
She
zombies.
was just like, okay, I'm taking in the zombie swimming pool right now. Like, I would have loved to see her like just, you know what I mean, like fighting a little bit more. I also thought if I was the Wasp, I would have known I'm gonna turn into a zombie, and so I would have turned into human size, because then I would have been very worthless to the zombie army. You know what I mean? Because like
turn really small.
But the giant zombie was a very cool moment.
It was cool.
That's
it
why
was
they
cool.
did it.
But I was just like, I think Hope would have been like, oh, you know what? If I stay like this, they're gonna have me in this form. It was very unhope-like, because she's like super smart, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it was cool, and it was cool when she threw a zombie at the ship too. Yeah. She like was like, I was like, oh, yes.
Dude, honestly, like it was the best, but also my like one of my more controversial like moments where I'm like, okay, look, like I like how this got here, but like you were saying, like I really kind of always wanted there to be a little bit more of that realism, or a little bit darker. Like I wanted to see the pain of the transformation, and I wanted to see the hope, leave their eyes as like Vision isn't there anymore, and all the zombies come running in. Like that moment, I feel kind of ended, or was just kind of whisked away so quickly. I was like, what?
It was just too fast. Everything was too fast. Like even the ending was so abrupt. I was like, oh, like it took me a second. I had to rewatch it. I was like, wait, what just happened? Hold on. Did you guys do that too?
It happened so fast.
Like
I was like,
Thanos,
they were in the
like,
plane,
wait,
yeah,
what?
and then I was like,
hold on. And I went back, and then I was like, oh, they're bringing the Mind Stone, and then you'll have the glove. But then, why would that matter? Everyone's a friggin' zombie. Like I don't know. I feel like
just motives here. I
feel like they shouldn't have ended it like that. I don't think.
Right? I was like, how are you gonna leave me on a cliffhanger that I can't even freaking speculate on?
Like why would Thanos come back? If everyone's a zombie, he would just F off. He'd be like, if Hulk can't be bitten, what zombie's gonna bite Thanos? I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanos is already, he looks zombified to me. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know how this virus works. Two,
yeah, he was a zombie for sure. I'm looking up the picture right now.
I'm like, yeah, two.
Yes.
What was his motive though? Like, where was the drive? Like, Thanos is definitely a character that has a motive, has a drive or an intention. Like, coming back, being like, oh, I have the gauntlet now, zombie Thanos. I'm over here like, the story is kind of over. And maybe that's supposed to be the point.
No, he totally was a zombie. Yeah, I didn't miss that. He's totally a zombie.
I think he was a zombie. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I was like,
he has like a trunk missing out of his head too.
Oh
like,
my God, no!
How? If the Hulk can't be bitten and his skin is too thick, like how did Thanos become a zombie? And also, like,
half celestial, no? Like I'm sitting here
he's gonna come down to Earth and he's gonna be like, oh, this sucks. I'm out. Why would he stick around?
Let's be honest, that multiverse, that world was like doomed. Like they were doomed.
Yeah.
Like they're heading to zombie Thanos with the Infinity Stone. Like that T'Challa is one leg, Scott Lang is a head. Like that they're not. It's not good. Like
I wanted to see that end.
I did too, but it was just like we knew like that was another like dark Doctor Strange world that just like was like that one wasn't hanging on, man.
Right,
the ending was just too abrupt, and like having Thanos there, it's like, yeah, we know when Thanos gets the Mind Stone and he doesn't have the rest of the Avengers and he's gonna snap and whatever, but like that didn't have anything to do with the zombie storyline, Exactly. I wanted the zombie storyline to be the like kicker, like Wanda just rips all their heads off or something crazy. And then Vision is left, you know, the only one left on Earth and starts going crazy.
Oh my God,
Like,
that would have
there's-
been so
Yeah.
good.
Like
better.
literally just like
Love that.
zombies, just like, you know, just everywhere coursing the earth, like no life, no habitants, and just a cut
Exactly.
to Vision in the house alone, cradling something that might look like a child, and Wanda's just like eating a baby's head or something. Like, I want to
Oh,
see that.
gross. Yeah,
Oh my
and
gosh.
also I feel like how far were we into this zombie apocalypse that all these people were zombified, but our heroes looked pristine.
Mhm.
Like,
They didn't even look like they had any battle torn.
pristine.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think that just comes with the timing. They don't have enough time to do all of this, but like, I don't know. That's the one thing. I always am left wanting more, and I'm always left wanting a little something different. The only one that I thought was, I don't think I would change anything, was the Doctor Strange one, honestly.
Honestly, this one I would have actually preferred this one to be funny, but since it was mixing in like darker moments, it was
Yeah.
just like I got hella confused.
Oh yeah,
if
I
you
want
could
like
just
Evil Dead or like Walking Dead. There's no hope. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I want
Right.
fun, derpy
Yes.
zombies where you're like, ah,
yes.
zombie apocalypse, or
Right.
there's no hope, and like it was. I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think
She's like, ah.
I don't know, man.
yeah.
I would have
No.
written it differently.
Look, we've
like-
talked about how we need you in the writer's room. Look, we
I
ain't
know,
playing about
Jess,
that.
for
We ain't
real.
playing about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you're
would love
right
to
about it.
hear. We need to bring Mackenzie somehow back on the show because like y'all would have like really really good banter. And I actually think you guys are like kind of have different views though, but like you guys would like really interact well. I want to get your guys' opinion on the Peggy Carter episode. Like we talked about how the other two could have been corrected. Like the Peggy Carter episode, that one just felt so soft to me. Like I just felt like they didn't go far enough with it.
My problem was that they just retold Captain America's story with her.
Yes.
Like, if they had gone off on a tangent and something else happened in the world and it wasn't just like, same outcome, but it's Peggy instead,
Yeah.
I think it would have felt a little more grounded. Like, oh no, like this happened in the war because she's Carter now. So now the war, like, they have to do something else, or she has to go on some other mission and something else happens in the universe. Like, that one was just like, it all ended up the same. It was just
I see.
Peggy instead of Steve. I think that's the difference.
I see.
Yeah.
For me, I was gonna say I kind of really liked that it didn't matter that it was Peggy, that it was just Peggy as Cap. And I said that on the first episode we had.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of was just happy that it was just that. I also think the T'Challa episode is kind of just the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yeah, a lot of
Good
plot
point.
points are changed.
Yeah.
Good point.
But the reason
girl.
why there's a bow on it is because we just told the story of Star-Lord, but we changed
Good
like
point.
elements of that story. And then once we get past those episodes, the stories start to do what you want though, Jessica. They start in the middle of things, which we've complained about. At least some of us that have been on the show said we don't like that they start in the middle of things. We don't like that halfway down the timeline we're meeting these characters that are totally different than the characters we know, and the telling these stories that are going off in these weird ways without any closure. And I feel like it's maybe a struggle in writing. Like, you are trying to put a movie in 24 minutes and leave it open-ended. I'm very confused who is writing these ones, because the makeovers. Like, I'm ready to see Thor movie, but like better and with somebody else. Like, give me the Thor movie, but it's with Valkyrie. I don't know how that's gonna work,
Yes.
but that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
No, and
love
I
hear
feel like
that.
that too. I like it for what it is, but I think also Star-Lord T'Challa one was better because things did change.
That
You
is
know,
true.
the world was better because it was him.
That is
Like,
true.
lots of things did change where literally Peggy was just like put in the same
Mhm.
I agree with
exact
that too.
world,
Yeah.
which is
It didn't change
fine.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
which
I
is
understand
fine.
though completely.
Yeah.
But
I think that
it
opinion
just
is-
leaves a little bit, it's a bit boring when you
was
get
boring
the
for
T'Challa
me,
Star-Lord one where
No,
it's like
agreed.
things need to
Yeah.
be different because it's a different person. I think differences are important. It shouldn't be just like, it doesn't matter who it was. Could have been Peggy, could have been Steve, whatever, who cares? Like, I think that the differences make such a big like impact. I don't know.
I
That's
love
just
that.
me.
You know the
No,
one
I
thing
think you're right about that though.
Yeah,
That
the
was
one
it.
thing with this show that I want to like, I always want to be hard on it, but then I think back. I mean, I know y'all watch Gargoyles, y'all watch like
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, y'all watch Batman animated series, X-Men animated series, Spider-Man, like I could go on. And there were those episodes that weren't that great. And then there were those episodes that were like Batman animated series like Clayface, like that like won a
Yeah.
bunch of awards and were like landmark, you know? And so that's like why with this show, it's an animated comic book series. There's going to be ones that are kind of soft and okay to watch, but not like chilling me to my bone. And there's gonna be ones that like literally effed me up, like the Dark Doctor Strange, like Jessica said. At the end of that, I was literally like jaw on the ground for
oof.
like 5 seconds
Oh,
after.
yeah.
Like I was like, did I just watch that? They
Mhm.
did that, you know? So it's like, you know, it's just like, I for some reason, I guess I'm a little more forgiving with it because that's my mentality with
Mm.
these animated comic book stories. Like, I'm just like, there's no way you can make a hit 30-minute show every single time. Like, there's gonna
Yeah.
be those, and you know, honestly, you know, we see with anime all the time. There's filler episodes. There's episodes that just don't hit right, you know? And then there's the ones that are strong. It's just like, sometimes I think people are comparing these animated shorts to the MCU movies, and I'm just
They
like,
are,
yo,
for
you gotta
sure.
like chill out a little. Like, I saw one outlet give the zombie a 5, and then I saw another one give it like a 9. So I'm just like, it's just interesting because I just think everyone's perspective of how each episode is supposed to be. It's like some people are really harsh, and then some people are like, dude, this is an animated show and it's 30
Yeah.
minutes long. So
Mhm.
it's just like, I don't know, it's just been interesting to see how other people are reviewing it, and then also how people are on Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, because it's just like, we gotta remember, you know, it's an animated show that's 30 minutes long, and there were
is
I love
though.
TMNT, but there was TMNT episodes that did not hit sometimes.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm worried about the multiverse because multiverses get nuts, get confusing, get convoluted so quickly and easily that like maybe they're trying to, you know, condition us to just
Totally.
be okay with a little bit of weird chaos that'll potentially get settled or maybe won't, you know, like that might be a thing. So
No, totally. Oh my God, Jessica, I literally was just typing in the Discord. I was about to be like, what if they want us to always feel like we wanted something different from the episode? Because like that makes the viewer come up with their own multiverse version of what happened. And in reality, that would be canon, right? Because like infinite possibilities. So your headcanon of how that episode could have gone could be real. You know, I might be giving them a bone though. I might be, you know, giving them a little too much credit for what it's worth. But I don't know. I think you might be right. I think they're trying to condition us. I think they're going balls to the wall. I think they're going to go as far as they can go. I think they're going to go as plain as they can go and test our limits, test our fandom, see what we're okay with, see what we're not okay with. Because at the end of the day, out of all the series and the movies lined up for Phase 4, we will forget about What If, unfortunately. We've got too many bangers on the docket. So, I mean, not to say it's bad, but like this is a blimp on the list of shows coming out right now. Like, it is time to just test things and see what we like. Do we want to see Wanda be a villain? Well, you better buckle up because she's supposed to be a villain. So, like that theme, you know, I think they're just trying things, and that leads to messy episodes, unfortunately, which makes me upset.
I think that's a good, like, this is a good platform to do that. Like, it's a good, like, you know, screen test too. Like, to see what do the fans like. Do the fans kind of vibe with this? Because I remember when this show was first released or talked about or whatever, they said that there were a few episodes that were proposed that were too close to what the MCU was actually going to do, and they had to pull them. So like, I think that the MCU is about to get turned on its head in the craziest way, and this show is very good testing the waters. Like, I will stand by that. And like, I know I trust Marvel. I trust them because like they have built an amazing universe and they haven't done me dirty yet. But I'm just terrified because just in the world of comics, thinking about all the crossovers, all the multiverse, all the different events, like DC's Infinite Crisis, for example, I'm still scarred. It was so confusing at times, you know. So I trust them, but I'm nervous. And What If makes me a bit more nervous about it, you know?
Totally. I mean, look what we've been watching. I mean, we've seen Jessica's face like, yep, I know. Oh, I totally
I've
feel
loved
like having
so
that.
much of it. I've
Yeah,
loved it too. Like,
good,
yes,
good.
yes, I have reservations about a few of the episodes, but if you do take into consideration they're 30 minutes, they're animated, there's not so much that they can necessarily do. Like, even, producing my own content, it's like there's only so much of a story you can tell in so much of a time, and like you
Yeah.
have constraints.
Yeah.
So what they
I
have done is awesome. Like, as
yeah,
much
I
as
think it's been
I
fun.
complain.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's just like we're also passionate about like just we love these characters and
Yeah.
we want to see really cool storylines with them. I think I just am like, what are we gonna see with the next 4 episodes? I definitely want to see some more darker episodes, to be honest. Like I feel like the only really dark one was like Dark Doctor Strange. I know that we saw like dark moments in some of the other ones, but like I really want to see like a couple more be really heavy like that.
Yeah.
I hope that they go for it. I was happy that they went that far with Dark Doctor Strange. That was hard to say for some reason for a second, but I was like, okay.
That's a
Anyway,
tongue twister though. Like
I
it
was
really
mean,
is.
like, Doctor
if
Strange,
you,
not Doctor Strange. I couldn't say it, but yeah. But I hope that they go. I'm like, I understand that they're trying to be. And okay, this is one thing with Marvel movies. For so long, like. I remember when I first started watching Marvel movies, I was so blown away by the humor, right? Because like I grew up watching like Christopher Reeve's Superman, which had campiness to it, but I don't know, like I just remember it being like very like I took my superhero movies very seriously. They didn't have humor, And so when I remember I started watching the Marvel movies, like I was like, wow, they're injecting a lot of humor into it, and I remember liking it because I was kind of like, oh, this is different for back then. Now we see them in every Marvel movie. Like it's got to be somewhat funny, And so I think with the what ifs, like they want to always have that Marvel humor in them. And I think that the Dark Doctor Strange one was the only one that was like, no, we're going to go like full blown dark. And I want to see at least 2 more be full blown dark.
Yeah.
I know we only have
Yes.
4 left, right? So it's like at least have the 2 out of the next 4 be like haunting, like to shake me, to make me think, because it's like and you know what, it's funny hearing Jess talking about Dark Doctor Strange. I am almost leaning more towards it being my favorite over the T'Challa Star-Lord, because I do agree with her that it had just had more of an impact on me. I felt like the T'Challa episode was just perfect though. Like I couldn't point out any flaws with it. Like tonally it hit what it was supposed to.
Right.
It hit the pacing, it had the Easter eggs, whatever. But Dark Doctor Strange, it missed some things for me, but did it have an impact on me? Way more than the T'Challa episode. Way more.
Like
So
film junkie in me is I love a good like ooh right to the heart. Like I love a film that sits with you and disturbs you for the rest of your life. That's just me. But and I understand like it's a cartoon. It's Marvel. It's supposed to be for children as well. Like kids should be able to enjoy it. It's on Disney Plus. But look at what the cinematic universe has given us. Infinity War.
Literally.
Very end. Endgame. Destroyed me. Infinity War destroyed us all. If children can handle Infinity War, they can handle a bit of darkness. In What If.
The Batman animated series that we watched, like that was some heavy,
and like, And like, yes, you should have some humor, some levity, but like there's a line and there's only so much you should inject, Like for me, one Coulson joke in the What If the Avengers Didn't Exist arc would have been fine. One Coulson joke. Give me that. One little Thor, like, wow, look at his hair. It's awesome. That's it. Nothing else. Or his password being weird. Just that. Or in the zombie one, like the only joke being, Paul Rudd just being kind of like, yeah, Ed sort of thing, because he's so traumatized that he has to just kind of do that. No, Spider-Man can't be, look at this YouTube video I filmed for, everyone or whatever. There's just a time and place. Humor is insane. Like comedy is some of the hardest like types of films to write. Like comedy and horror are very similar because your joke and your scares have to impact and they have to hit, and if they don't, they fail. And
100%.
like it's hard to write comedy, but you also have to have just enough and not too much. You know what I mean? So
comedy's really hard.
Comedy's
really hard.
Comedy and horror are both incredibly hard to write. So like having the zombie one be a comedy horror, but not enough of either was a
100%
little, it
agree.
just missed the mark. Yeah.
100% agree.
I think this was for me, this was probably like the most anticipated episode. Not that I know what the next 4 are gonna be. But I knew, from the images, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a zombie episode. I love zombies. I'm ready for it to be dark. I'm ready for it to go there. And you're 100% correct. Like, I feel like they didn't cross the line. I don't even think they put they toe in the water, like with what they could have done for that episode. Like,
I think
so
that, like, it was what I wanted out of it, and what they almost gave us was hope, 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 crush it. And like, I think that they could have done that. I think they could have done that by letting Wanda just be the villain and just destroy them.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted just like hope, 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 hope. Wanda crushes everyone. They all die. Everyone's a zombie. End of the episode. Like, we did not need the Thanos bit. We could have still had the little, like, the conversation with Peter and Hope could have still been there. Hope, finally, we get all of this hope to be like, oh my gosh, they're gonna make it. There's a distress signal. Someone has a cure. We're getting there. We're getting there. The Vision hit with him not actually being a hero and Wanda, and then they all get eaten by Wanda. And
I would have loved that.
It. Like,
and then Vision would have been left with
just and then he just
her,
goes
and he'd be
mad.
He'd be like, wait, she's not even the woman that I fell in love with. Like, she's just a casing of that. Yeah, like, that would have been a good ending.
Would have been amazing.
It would have been too dark. It would have been too dark.
I would say it would be too similar to
the.
I would say it'd be too similar to the Doctor Strange episode. I mean, it would be again a couple pairing at the end
maybe
of the world.
Maybe too close, yeah.
Right.
It's a romance.
It's a good story, though. I think it's a good story arc.
Because,
like
Doctor Strange, it was just him. It was his fault. Everything was his fault. This was not Vision's fault.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, so I do think that it has enough difference that it could still play a very good dark storyline. Or it doesn't even need to be Wanda. It could have been any Avenger that just destroys them all and there's no hope left.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? I love it being Scarlet Witch though and Vision. Because like if they had ended it with her killing all of them, and then Vision has to be alone knowing that he killed all of his friends, and he'd be like, but I thought it was for love, I thought it was for her, and if it had ended with him just if they ended with him just like glitching because he was like, but I cared about her, I just killed all my friends, like that would have been horrific. That would have been horror. That would have been horror. That would have been truly horrific.
Give us a rating per episode even. Like, if every episode could be like, viewer discretion advised, like, I think would have been better
that, because then you can brace yourself, you could prepare yourself, right?
And like, if your children, you could be like, oh, maybe you shouldn't watch this one, children. You can watch these ones. You can watch Peggy Carter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go watch the Peggy Carter and T'Challa ones for sure.
Because I want them to push it. That's what If is pushing it to the limit, pushing what we know, bending what we know, giving us things that the multiverse like isn't gonna do. Like, Marvel can't do XYZ normally. This is the time for them to do that and try that. And if they don't push it that far, then like, what's the point?
And I kind of wanted to tease what we'll be getting into next week, which has dropped in theaters, coming soon to Disney Plus, is Shang-Chi, the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Can't wait to think about that.
Now look, chat, we're giving you a special thing here, all right? We don't normally give you a heads up on watching stuff, okay? Normally we just spoiler it and go it all the way. But right now, we want to amp it up. We want to support these movies in the theaters, right? So I'm going to ask you two ladies who have the pleasure to have seen it already, give me a quick little teaser bit, 2 sentences of why I should get my patootie up and go check this movie out in the theaters, all right? I want to hear it. Let them know, because we're going to be going off on this next week. I'm telling you that.
I would just say it's a live action anime. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Just like seeing it in theater, you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is just so fantastical. And then the fight choreography is absolutely off the chain. It has like a really heavy, deep plot. I cried so much, I'm embarrassed. It's honestly, I saw it and I was like, this is my new favorite Marvel movie. And then I was like, I gotta think about it some more. And it is for me. And I think that obviously for me, I'm Asian American. And so I think just like seeing just this hero up there, and just like so many other great characters. Like, it really spoke to me. But it was a good movie. Like, overall, like, it was a great movie overall. I want to go see it again. But yeah, I laughed, I cried, I was screaming, I was having a grand old time. And it's been a long time since a movie's done that for me. So like, it was an absolute treat. I loved it.
It wasn't convoluted by the other Avengers or any other Marvel characters. Like, it gave him a chance to shine, and was an origin story, like, just so perfect, and brought this character, like this grounded, real life, relatable character, into superhero-dom. And like, there was something just so like lovable about like Simu in the role.
He's
He was
adorable.
so perfect, and I love, there was so much heart in this film. And other Marvel movies seemed like the grand superhero films, but there was some elegance in the martial artistry of the movie that removed it from that to me. I don't know. It set it apart. It was so unique in the best way.
We're giving you not one opening weekend, but 2 weekends to check out this film. If you are comfortable, please go out and support these films. We want to see more geekdom in theaters, geekdom at this level. And the only way to get more of it is to support the media and the works that are coming out, so they know that we want to see it. So please check it out. I will be, so we can go off next week on Spoilers for Days and talk about all the things, Sanchi. I am so hyped. We'll be also, of course, talking about What If Episode 6. We will not forget our tried and true. I am so excited, and I cannot wait for next week, but I hope everyone in chat joins us as well.
Yay.
We are here every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. ET for us East Coasters. And of course, if you want to watch the next episode of What If with us and the fellow queens, we do have weekly watch parties every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 ET in the Discord chat. The link is all up in there. Please, we'd love to see you geek out with us live while we're hanging out, and then join us on the show again the next day where we can talk about all things. And we're talking about Shang-Chi, so watch the movie so we can go off. Yes, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Made of Mike, for hanging out with us. Thank you for I love chatting with you, and I can't wait to do it next week. That was it for us. This was Spoilers for Days, for the girls, the gays, and the theys. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.